right, take that. All right. All right, what's up, guys? Vibrant Vetiver Delight. Joel, you never cease to amaze me. Cool choice. Very nice. My scent of the day was... well, scent of the day was... Gosh, now you got me. Oh, scent of the day, obviously Lalique White. Scent of the night was Halloween Man Shot. Speaking of which, let's clear the palette. Was hoping you would go live today. You clutched up. Nice. What's up, Ocean? Scent of the day, Arrow's Flame. Very nice, Willie. Scent of the day, Club de Nuit. Beautiful. If you saw my post, I went into Burlington today. They had a ton of fragrances. A ton of Lattafa and Armoff. And Club de Nuit was one of them. They had the Club de Nuit EDT on the Burlington shelf. So I trade Dolce & Gabbana light blue for Dior Sauvage or Azzaro Wanted. Dior Sauvage. Azzaro Wanted is okay, but Wanted by Night and the Most Wanted are the only ones I recommend. Scent of the day will be Fragrance World Jack of Clubs. Nice. You're going in your clone bag lately. Very nice. Very, very nice, Joel. Very, very nice. SB is actually going on vacation tomorrow. I am going out of the city to celebrate my wife's birthday. We're going to a resort. Maybe I'll go live. More than likely not. But if wifey's doing well, maybe I'll go live poolside or something. Show you guys the resort I'm at. How y'all doing tonight, man? I'll have to check out Burlington. Didn't know they carried Arabian. They do. What's up? What's your favorite sport? Basketball. I'm into a lot of sports, though. A lot of sports. Weightlifting, basketball, football, shooting guns, ping pong, chess, ton of stuff. How you guys doing, man? What are y'all's questions for tonight? We're doing fragrances tonight. Fragrance Q&A lounge, man. Y'all got any questions, man? We got a lot of new stuff in. A lot of cool new pickups. And, yeah, man. You know, we're just having a good time. What the heck's up with my nozzle here? There we go. There we go. A little diptyque action. Anyone carrying any diptyque? Tell me what it is. No, we'll just don't go too. At the point, lighten up the gas. I could go. Guys, I'm gonna go put this away real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. Don't hate me. Okay, let's see what we got. Held for review. Is there one? See, y'all want to get banned. Y'all want to get banned tonight. Some of y'all. I don't have room 40. I don't even know if that's a cent. I've never even heard of that at all. What questions y'all got though, man? We doing fragrance Q&A tonight. What questions y'all got for me? Okay. Bye, Zayden. Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm giving people 1 minute of fame tonight. I'm actually excited about it. I'm looking to give out that 1 minute of fame. Quick. Make you famous. You mean Lamal? You mean Lamal, Ruby? Oh my gosh, my teas are getting strong. What does Tom Ford Grey Vetiver smell like? It smells like grapefruit rinds, soap, and grapefruit rinds, soap, and linen. Smells. It sounds so simple, right? Like a simple, clean scent. But Grey Vetiver feels very expensive. Like it feels like James Bond in a gray Jaguar. That's what that fragrance smells like. Let's put this up a little bit. Blue Moon Ginger Dash is really nice. Really good, super versatile. It doesn't smell super luxurious, but it's a really good, versatile, niche level, I should say. Versatile fragrance. I mean, I feel like Mahir Legacy Silver scratches that itch, though, for 20 bucks, but Ginger Dash, if you bought it, you'd really love it. Best Lamal clone. You'd have to Google it, because at this point, every JPG fragrance is cloned very well. So you have Kingdom, Lionheart, Cod Lodge Island, Off Non 9 p.m., Latafa Rams Silver. All those are variations. There's even a Paradise Garden clone out there. I forget. Grapefruit got to be the nastiest fruit. Said no one. Tell me what it is. Oh, we making people famous tonight. We making people famous. Congratulations, you guys all just got famous. Goodbye. What's a good essential pickup for my collection? I'm looking for $40 to $90 designer. I mean, designers that you have to have between 40 and 90 bucks, I would say for your age, Ocean, you got to have Eros Energy. You got to have original blue Eros. Francisco Rodriguez Blue Noir. Givenchy Gentleman Boisé. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. Azzaro The Most Wanted Parfum, or Azzaro Most Wanted or Wanted by Night Parfum. Gucci Guilty Elixir, Dior Homme Cologne, Spice Bomb Extreme, Dior Sauvage EDP for you, for your age. Am I missing any? I don't think so. Jean Paul Gaultier. Well, for your age, I wouldn't really say Le Male Elixir, but I would say go for it though if you want to feel a little bit older. Yeah, all those are ones that for 40 to 90 bucks you can pick up in the designer world. Grey vetiver is different from Terre de Hermes as both are vetiver based. Well, I mean, Terre de Hermes is great. All right, so Grey vetiver and Terre de Hermes both have a tart, sour, sweet grapefruit, but Terre de Hermes's grapefruit is juicier. It's like a cut open grapefruit juice squeezed with that earthy, grassy bite. Whereas this is a smoother grapefruit note. That's why I say grapefruit rind. Like, it's not exactly the flesh of the grapefruit. It's not like loud and juicy. It's still juicy, but it's more of like the rind. So like the rind of the grapefruit. So it's a smoother, more sweeter grapefruit note. You still get the soap and the linen and the grassy bite, but everything is smoother and it smells more expensive. Terre de Hermes smells a little bit expensive, but still feels like a designer fragrance. This feels like a niche fragrance. I consider Tom Ford niche, but technically they're not because they make socks and glasses and shoes and suits and stuff like that. But Terre de Hermes would be a fragrance you would wear all day, every day, any season, any reason. You'd feel like an upscale, casual fragrance. Grey vetiver is something you'd wear if you worked in an office professionally, or you were in a tuxedo, or you were driving an expensive car. It feels more expensive, so it feels a little bit more serious. But technically, if you wanted to wear this as an upscale casual fragrance, you could wear it just like Terre de Hermes. But if you don't look like you have a little bit of money, it kind of feels out of place because then it feels like you're wearing too fancy of a fragrance if you're just in like shorts and a t-shirt like this. I only wear Grey vetiver in the office, and if I have like a collared shirt on casually, then at least I look a little dressed up. Okay, best Givenchy frag for men as per your opinion. Givenchy Gentleman Boisé, Givenchy Play, and Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. Boisé is going to be upscale, casual, everyday, classy, man scent, but super modern. Givenchy Play is kind of like Givenchy's take on Spice Bomb Extreme, but I think it's a little bit sexier. And then Gentleman Reserve Privé is date night only. Looking for a good quality daily that's on the cheap side, that's citrus fruity with a defined masculine base. Something to the effect of Terre de Hermes. Easily, Mike. My scent of the day today is right up that description. This right here, dude. I'm reading the words, and this is exactly what you need to be going for. And this is only going to cost you 20 to 25 bucks for 100 mil. Lalique White, dude. It's not exactly Terre de Hermes. In fact, it's not even technically in the family of, but it has the same bite as Terre de Hermes, but with different ingredients and a little bit more complex, feels a little bit more niche than Terre de Hermes. This is like all the best things about a fresh fragrance in one fragrance. I don't know. If you go to their website, this fragrance is listed for like 150 bucks, but today on discounters, anywhere online, you can get it for like 20, 25 bucks. It has the citrus top, close to Terre de Hermes, but it's not grapefruit. It's like citron, bergamonte. It's got the spiced kind of spritz like a heavy ginger, heavy woody base, vetiver, tamarind. So it's got like this spiced element to it. Again, it feels like ginger, but it feels like a little bit more than that. It's super bright. It's got the earth factor, the wood factor, the soap factor, the linen factor, super juicy citrus top. But it's a man's fragrance. Like, I would say this is like 25 and up, easy, everyday road dog. Like, I put this on this is gonna be a fragrance that you're just gonna want to keep spraying in the air because it smells so good. Performance isn't the best. You might get like 3-4 hours, but it's such a good fragrance that you'd be happy to reapply it every 3-4 hours, because the opening and first hour of this fragrance is like miraculous. The wafts you catch on it. Normally a fresh fragrance is just fresh clean or fresh aquatic or fresh citrus or fresh woody. This takes the best of all the elements of a great fresh fragrance and makes one complex scent that is super versatile. Like, this will be top 5 upscale casual wears of all time for me. And I can't believe I'm saying that because the fragrance is only 25 bucks. Man, it feels niche. It feels a lot like Galloway. I actually prefer Lalique White over Galloway, but Galloway scratches a slightly different itch, but Galloway is like the niche elevation to this fragrance. But check it out, man. Super affordable. You'll absolutely fall in love with it. Tomorrow, what's dropping on YouTube? Saturday and Sunday, I don't drop long form videos on YouTube, especially since I'm taking wifey to a resort tomorrow morning. But we'll be dropping a lot of shorts on the weekends. So we'll drop 2-3 shorts every day, Saturday and Sunday. Thoughts on the original curves? No thoughts on them. They're outdated. I wore Curve in high school 20 years ago. It's just not a relevant fragrance in today's marketplace. I think anybody that pays the 15, 20 bucks for Curve today is super under treating themselves, because for $15 to $20 today, you can get so many fragrances. Clone, designer, so many budget fragrances that are like just slap compared to Curve. Curve has this very distinct vibe about it that just feels like something a 12-year-old would wear after gym class. It used to be a somewhat innovative idea as like a utility fragrance for a high school kid, or like a rite of passage young guy becoming a man type of scent. You know, it smelled slightly better than not wearing a fragrance. But today in 2025, for the love of God, don't touch Curve with a 10-foot pole. Oh man, we're making people famous tonight. Fragrance Dubois, fresh ones, please. If you're looking for a fresh fragrance, don't waste all your money on Fragrance Dubois. Fragrance Dubois, really, you should just be looking for the seductive scents, the complex scents. You shouldn't be spending that much money on a fresh fragrance. It's really not worth it. Thoughts on Azzaro Chrome? Summer is starting to get hot. Skip Azzaro Chrome and go for Mahir Legacy Silver. $20, 10 out of 10 clone of Sedley. Sedley's better than Azzaro Chrome. 10 hours plus projection longevity. This is a lime mojito on a sheet of metal with mint sprinkled on it. Monstrous. Monstrous. You can get it for 20, 25 bucks. Call it a day. Azzaro Chrome in 2025 is a waste of time. Hi, SB. Have you tried anything from the house of Lorenzo Pizzaglia? I haven't. I'm very familiar with the house, but I'm not going to mess with the house until I can get a full discovery set. Any good interlude dupes? Yes, just Google it, Ice. Ice, I'm very confident in telling you to go to Google with that because I'm going to botch the name. But if you go on YouTube and type interlude man dupes, you're going to find like the top 2, top 3. It's a very common 2 that get mentioned, and both of them are great. What's your favorite freshie? Lalique White was special, but I mean, there's a ton of great freshies. Lalique Equus, Bentley Black Edition, Lalique White, Chanel Le Lion. Whew. I wouldn't really call that a fresh fragrance. It's a little more seductive. All these diptyques, Diptyque, Tempo, EDP, Florida Poe, EDP, Grey Vetiver, obviously, Initio's Musk Therapy, the clone is Glorious Oud Royal Blanc, Oceania from Roja, Harrods from Roja, Burlington from Roja. So many good fresh fragrances. Acqua di Gio, Profondo Profumo, Eau de Parfum, Parfum Elixir. I don't care which Acqua di Gio you get. Get whichever one makes sense for you. Bleu de Chanel, EDP, Parfum, EDT, I don't care. Versace Eros, Off on Supremacy in Heaven, Great Silver Mountain Water Clone from Creed, FOMO Fragheads Asylum, Great Roja Elysium clone, best one in my opinion. Tarathi Blue clone of Tygar, 20 bucks. I got it on TikTok shop for 11 bucks. Probably top 2 best Tygar clones out there. Best Imagination clones, Sahib Intense. This just popped up on the internet for like 25 bucks. So you can now get the Best Imagination clone from LV for 25 bucks, which is really nice. Vibrant Vetiver Delight. You want to smell like an expensive Sprite, like $100 glass of Sprite with lemons and lime wedges dumped in the top. This fragrance would go crazy on a golf course. Tons of great fresh fragrances, man. I love fresh fragrances. I'm in Arizona, 110 plus degree weather. Lin Sumi, Lalique, the best cedar pine sap fragrance out there, but super modern, very nice. I mean, I just have fresh fragrances for days. Ex Nihilo's Flor Narcotique. If there was a flower I had to smell like a man, it would be the bouquet of flowers that this puts forth. Best perfectly unisex, non-feminine leaning floral fragrance. I think what holds it together is there's vetiver and amber just ever so slightly in the back, and those are masculine touches. Just holds the fragrance, gives it some nuts. What else we got? Definitely had to pick that up. Do you have anything like that lasts a bit longer? Yeah, I mean, obviously, Mahir Legacy Silver is going to be 10 plus hours as a fresh versatile. But you said Terre de Hermes like. So if you have to have the Hermes like. Oh, actually, no. Latafa or Rasasi Fatan. Fattan. Rasasi Fatan is a Terre de Hermes EDP clone. It's the best one. So there's Terre de Hermes for 20 bucks. You can get it on Amazon right now. I ordered Lin Sumi Lalique because of you. Thanks, bro. I got compliments from my lady, and it's rare from her. I'm telling you, man. That DNA is so hard to find in a modern way. Closest thing is Dior's Eau Sauvage, but that smells like an old bank teller. It's like men want to, maybe not their signature scent, but men love the smell of the outdoors. Alpine, cedar, grass, lemongrass, sap, pine needles, Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, men like that smell, but the problem is in perfumery, every time people make a fragrance like that, it smells old. It smells like a forest in the 80s. So Lin Sumi is one of the rare kind of pine, sap, green fragrances that it has like this wet morning dew, fresh, airy crispness to it that makes it just feel super modern, which is needed. You know, I imagine, you know, the commercials for that Bigfoot looking soap. I forget the name of that company, but they have a soap called Pine Tar. That's what I imagine that soap bar should smell like if they want to be successful as a company. Are those diptyque bottles? Yes. If you're ever going to buy a diptyque fragrance, only get EDPs. Don't get, most of the line is EDT, and they're a fairly traditional style of perfumery. They're more skin scents. So if you want it slightly above a skin scent with at least 2-3 feet of projection, only buy EDPs of diptyque. But I have diptyque Tempo. This fragrance smells, this fragrance honestly smells really close to Psychedelic from Javoy. Just a rich, chocolatey patchouli that's super fresh and airy. As a skin scent, it is just seductive, man. A woman would want to just eat that off of your skin. You know, she would think my arm is made out of chocolate. The other one is Fleur de Peau. This is like, almost like a soapy clean, slightly, a soapy clean take on the Dior Homme Intense DNA. So imagine Dior Homme Intense, you have that soft powdery iris, the lipsticky vibe, and then you just washed it in like linen and soap. This is like intoxicating. But yeah, diptyques, you know what I love about diptyque? Like, look at this bottle, right? I was talking about this last night. What's so cool about this house, other than the fact that these bottles just look sick, right? Flip it over, and on the back of this medallion, it's got these art pieces. They're so freaking cool. This is like some samurai Japanese art type stuff. Even even Tempo has the same thing. You're like, it's got this, right? Which is already artistic and cool. And then you got the art behind it, which is like this Japanese freaking... I mean, that is just fire. I mean, isn't that everything you want in a fragrance bottle? Like something people will look at and be like, that guy knows his stuff. Are those Saint Yves YSL is a good cologne? Yeah, I mean, depends which one you're talking about. The white Lacoste is nice, but I think a super sleeper Lacoste fragrance is Lacoste Red. It's called Style in Play. It's gone through some reformulation and some bottle changes, but any version of it is really nice. Picture Nautica Voyage, which uses like a crisp green apple aquatic. Lacoste Style in Play is a crisp red apple, like a Honeycrisp red apple in the aquatic style. It's sexier to me than green apple. Green apple, when you have BO, it starts to turn green apple into like a curvy smelling fragrance, like, you know, curve. We talked about it earlier. But the red apple just always pops freshness even when you start to get smelly. The white Lacoste is really nice too. Any chance you know of a cologne that has a dark, seductive, strong smell like Sauvage? Absolutely. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. Valentino Uomo Intense. Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Parfum. And I'm just talking designers at this point. The Most Wanted Parfum, Wanted by Night Parfum. Those are dark, seductive fragrances. Tom Ford Black Orchid, dark, seductive fragrance. Tom Ford Noir, Tom Ford Noir de Noir, and Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Spice Bomb Extreme, Spice Bomb Infrared. All those are dark, seductive fragrances that are great. Sangria. Oh, yeah, yeah. Very familiar with that one. Your top fragrance of the year so far? I don't have one. I love a lot of... I mean, every fragrance I've bought this year has been a banger to me. Yeah, take a picture of Joel's recommendation of that interlude clone. Okay, okay, Shamil. Yeah, Diptyque's really cool. You have to kind of change your expectations because a lot of their fragrances wear really close to skin. So for that reason, like, you kind of want to be indoors when you wear a Diptyque fragrance. Otherwise, the air and the sun will just evaporate that right off your skin, especially if you have darker skin. What would you recommend for a 14-year-old? This one right here. 14-year-olds only need this. Versace Eros EDT. Well, Scent Bubble, why don't you get the EDP for the longer performance or the Parfum that smells the best out of the three? Because this is $35 for 100 ml. And it smells almost the exact same, has 10 plus hours of performance. Most versatile, most complimented designer fragrance of all time. No, it's not Sauvage. No, it's not, what's the other popular one? I don't know. Sauvage in this get compared a lot. I know there's one more I'm forgetting. But high compliment factor, super versatile, but it also doubles as a date night scent because of the vanilla. But it works as a versatile everyday wear because of the freshness from the bergamot and the mint and the green apple. So everyday fresh scent. The vanilla is a little bit sexy, so it's kind of playing on the fence. You could use it for date night and everyday wear. Lasts forever. 3-4 sprays, you're going most of the day. And for $35, you can get a giant bottle of it. EDT. Don't get the EDP or the Parfum. The 55-ish bucks that you're going to have to spend to get the EDP or the Parfum is not worth the $20 bump. You'll get the same stuff from EDT. Just trust me. Vetiver Delight. So good. It is very good. Very, very good. Best fig fragrance. I mean, it's really subjective when it comes to fig. Ferragamo Uomo Signature has a great fig. Dolce & Gabbana K has a great fig. Banana Republic's Vintage Green 78. Fig Tea Green Notes. Great fig notes. I know there's a couple others I have that have fig. I'm missing like one. Meh, I forgot. I gave you a couple of good figs. Rasasi Faton, yes. Credaventus all-time best for me. Okay. I mean, Credaventus is cool. Happy Men's Health Awareness Month. Yes. Scent of the Day, Essence de Blanc, French Avenue. Great fragrance. Dr. Sasquatch. Yep, that's the one I was talking about. My signature scent is Isola Blue, but it's too expensive. I need an alternative. What do you mean? If that's your signature scent, why aren't you wearing it? I prefer Isola Soul. But Isola Blue, more people prefer Isola Blue than Isola Soul. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I like that a lot. Honestly, if you need something cheaper than Isola Blue, you can always go with Day 3's Bonnie, B-A-N-I. That'll get you really close to that scent. Same ballpark of fragrance, 155 bucks. What's the longest lasting freshie you got? Eros lasts 10 plus hours. Mahir Legacy Silver lasts 12 hours. Freshies, not really a freshie, but I still consider it. Glorious Oud Royal Blanc is a 12 plus hour fragrance. White Floral Freshie, but FOMO Fragheads Asylum, the Elysium clone, that goes at least 8 hours. Freshies aren't supposed to go long. I mean, anytime you have a freshie fragrance that goes long, it will be because of a lot of synthetic metallics, in my experience. If it has florals, it'll get a couple extra hours. If it has a lot of synthetics that make it feel metallic, it'll go some hours. Or if it just has a traditionally winter style note like vanilla, like for instance, you know, if this was just bergamot, mint, and green apple, it would have like 4 hours of performance. But because they threw a lot of vanilla in it, it's a freshie that goes long. But you can't really consider this a traditional freshie. It's a hybrid freshie date night fragrance. That's why you get the performance out of that. So metallics is what's gonna, you know, now another thing you could do is once you start getting into niche fragrances, you can get a fresh fragrance that goes the distance, but it's like, why pay the hundreds of dollars for that? Like for instance, Imagination can get you like 8 hours strong, but you know, you're paying $300-400 for it. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if you can get 4 to 6 hours out of a freshie, that is considered gold standard. What was the name of that cologne that smells like chocolate? This is, Diptyque's Tempo EDP. Diptyque is spelled Dyptique, but another one that smells like chocolate is this one right here, Zara Man. It's a clone of Tom Ford Black Orchid, EDP. I think it's better than Tom Ford Black Orchid. The Orchid is toned down a little bit, but it's a 1-to-1 clone to me. 12 hours of performance. You get like an hour and a half, 2 hours of performance per spray on this. Chocolate or cacao, I forget which one. It's like Mexican chocolate, tons of patchouli. It's just got this chocolate cakey vibe with florals. Super sexy. Date night killer. Panties evaporate. Whatever the heck you guys are into. I'm happily married. I don't need panties to evaporate, but I do love it on a good date night. What's your top clone this year? 2025's best clone for me is... that's actually a good question. Did I buy a clone in 2025? It's hard because most of my clones that I can remember I bought in December of 2024. Scent Bubble might not have purchased a clone in 2025, guys. Oh no, I purchased Teriyaki Intense. Teriyaki Intense is very solid. I think Teriyaki Intense is the only clone I purchased in 2025. Now, if you were to ask me best clones of 2024, easily, that would be Glorious Oud Royal Blanc, which is the Initio Musk Therapy clone, 10 out of 10. Amir Celestial, best Ganymede clone, 10 out of 10. The Zara Man that I just talked about, that's a 10 out of 10. No question. Prosciutto. I purchased Prosciutto late. I was not buying it because of hype. I bought it way late. 10 out of 10. And then once you go to 2023, that's my biggest list. So what I got out of Lin Sumi is Aspen on steroids. Fair. So good, and I swear I feel free for some reason by the smell, like a bald eagle nesting under a pine tree with the sunrise dew. Great explanation, Myers. Anything outdoors with freaking trees and sap and wet dew is a great description. And again, it's one of those scents that no one will smell like you. And if they kind of smell like you will smell better than them because of the quality. And in perfumery, nobody is making that style of fragrance modern anymore. The fragrances like that feel very old. So most of them, when it comes to fresh men's outdoor style fragrances, they're all going towards the Silver Mountain Water DNA, which to me, though it's good, it's not touching the green DNA. Black Phantom versus Altair, you can't compare them. You can't compare them. Altair is like freaking Thanksgiving holiday honey roasted ham, you know, of a sweet fragrance, you know, vanilla, spices, nuts, all that stuff. Black Phantom is like, I don't even know what Black Phantom is, to be honest. Like, if I'm not looking at Fragrantica, I don't know what's in this, but it's certainly almost like a dark. It's got the dark and mysterious freshness of like Initio Oud for Greatness. But then it's got like this like almost cherry chapstick splash on it, kind of how Leighton does. But it's like overall like this dark cloud of fresh sweetness from like what feels like a cherry note. It is very sexy. You know, I prefer Straight to Heaven over Black Phantom, but Black Phantom, I would get in my bag and wear some Black Phantom because this is so mysteriously alluring. It's almost, picture this. Okay, here we go. It almost feels like original Parfum de Marly Leighton dipped in. It's Leighton with a dark black cloud over it. A dark, wet black cloud over it. So this is a challenging one just because when you smell it, you're not even going to know what notes are in it. Like for me, the first time I smelled this, it was so hard to figure out. I still haven't gone on Fragrantica to see the notes. This is just unique. It's clearly trying to be a sexy, seductive, mysterious man, but the sweetness still makes him feel cozy type of fragrance. It's like, who is this guy? I mean, it's exactly what the title says, Black Phantom. It's like a freaking thief in the night, but he's in a freaking tux, and he drives a Audi, and the girl wants him. You know, it's like almost like a Bruce Wayne type fragrance, like freaking Batman. This is one of Bruce Wayne's fragrances, you know. But this isn't the ultimate Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna give a top 5 fragrances Batman would wear. This will be in it, but it's not the number one. What do you think of Latafa Kamrakawa? Great fragrance, 10 out of 10. If you're a kid, original Kamra or bourbon, it's really a toss-up for young kids, 25 and down. If you're 20 and up or 25 and up, I would say Kawa always beats it. But see, I watched a young kid today compare all three, and I realized something that I need to start telling people. I think Kamrakawa is the best because Kamra and bourbon are too sweet and overly sugary sugary, and they have no nuts to the fragrance, right? The coffee note, which is more like a caramel latte note, comes in and duffs out some of that sweetness. So now instead of a 9 out of 10 sweetness type of fragrance, they scale it down to like a 7, which is still sweet, but it's scaled down and offset a little bit by this caramel latte note, which makes the fragrance feel more perfectly unisex instead of a feminine leaning, sweet, sugary freaking Armani Stronger with You times 50 type of fragrance. But that's a good thing to me, but to the kids out there, the kids don't really identify with coffee as like a good note. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in high school, but it's thank God nothing broke. If you're a kid in high school, did you guys pick up the drop on that? You did. Okay. Somebody clipped that. But if you're a kid in high school, I'm hesitant to say that kids don't like coffee because it's like I drank coffee in high school, but like then a lot of kids in high school are looking at Mancera's Amora Cafe, right? So I want to say that coffee is not really a note that kids are looking at, but they are looking at it. They're just looking at it through different fragrances. I think I just... Oh no, that is how it's supposed to be. Okay. I thought I might have split a fragrance. I don't know. The way the kid described it made it feel like the reason why kids prefer Camera Original and Camera Bourbon or whatever the heck the other one is because they don't like the coffee note. Okay, a fragrance did chip, but it's not broken. So I don't know now. Now I'm kind of in a toss-up because if I'm recommending it, now I got to say if you're 25 and up, get Kawa. And if you're 25 and down, get Camera or the new one. It'll really just be a preference war. Oh no, we almost... Chat, we almost broke a bottle. Look at that. Can we see that on cam? Somebody told me yesterday in the chat, man, I wonder if all those fragrances dropped, you'd be screwed. And I told him no, it wouldn't because my carpet is really soft as hell. But that's not true because if the fragrance fall on the back of each other, it could be bad for me, chat. Let's reset the nose. W's in the chat for the cologne's not breaking. Okay, thank you. I would like to buy that chocolate smelling fragrance. Yeah, chocolate's good. LV Imagination worth the hype? It's worth the hype, not the money. What's your favorite Club de Nuit? Armaf Peugeot 1. Recommendation to move up from YSL Parfum? YSL what? In order, the best YSL fragrances, and this is my own opinion. Nobody agrees with me, but I could care less. YSL Original L'Homme, which is right here. La Nuit de L'Homme. Tuxedo. YSL Y, Baby Cat, and then Myself. I think Myself is the worst fragrance in the YSL line. What do you think of Lattafa Kamarkama? Good corner. My guy's a cologne connoisseur. That's so cool. Bro, I have one question, please. We'll ask it. Stronger. What is SNOI? Oh, so the Off-Non fragrance or CDM? Off-Non Stronger in Black Currant, but they're both good quality. Perfect Oud. Oud Wood. Oud for Greatness. Outside of that, you really start to get into some dark animalic ouds, and in that category, I can't make a recommendation because everybody is different with oud. You could also mess with Alexandria 2 from Xerjoff. It is challenging. Listen, oud's challenging. Oud is one of the rare items in fragrance where I can't just sling out a bunch of names of oud fragrances because it's oud styles are so subjective. I heard you mention that Jupe and Bleu de Chanel mix. Yeah, hit that like button if you want people to join the chat. Do you think Initio fragrances are worth the money? I do. I do. They're not my style, but I would, if there was, I would buy 2 fragrances from Initio. I would buy a, and I'm shocked that I'm saying this, but when I went to Neiman Marcus, these are the only 2 I would buy: Atomic Rose and Musk Therapy. Now, granted, if you're looking for really good, because Initio makes mostly date night fragrances, and I don't think Initio is the best sexy date night fragrance style house, but all the fragrances they make are sexy date night fragrances. So, Side Effect, Narcotic Delight, Absolute Aphrodisiac, and Blessed Baraka, all bangers. They are all bangers, and they last forever. You know, you're going to get 8 to 12 hours off any of those fragrances I just named. But you got to be honest with yourself in fragrance, guys. When somebody says Baccarat Rouge 540 is incredible, go actually put your nose to it and ask yourself if you would pay that kind of money for Baccarat Rouge. Don't let the fragrance community dictate what fragrances are good and bad. There's been so many times I go and smell a fragrance that everybody says is amazing, and it's absolute trash. To me, it's subjective. So, you know, I'm going to give you the politically correct answer on this channel. Like, I'm going to tell you if it's opinion or if I really believe like it's something I think is black and white in the fragrance community. But most fragrance people are not going to talk like that. Most fragrance people are going to talk to you like they're always right. Thoughts on Azzaro, the most wanted intense? Parfum's better, TT. Best summer fragrance? There's a lot of choices. Rasasi Hawass Ice or Armaf Urban Elixir, which one is good? Rasasi Hawass Ice. Is there a clone of Valentino Uomo Intense? There is. Did I give it away? No, I haven't given it away yet. This will be in a giveaway, guys, for sure. This fragrance is only $14, guys. Or no. Is the price on it? No. This right here, guys, I got it at TJ Maxx for freaking $13. Valencia Uomo Intense. Valencia Uomo Intense is at TJ Maxx for under $15, 100 ml. Easily the best Valentino Uomo Intense clone. And you gotta have this, because I tell people, when it comes to Iris, in the designer world, there's 3 holy grail fragrances: Dior Homme Intense, Gentleman Reserve Privé, and Valentino Uomo Intense. Valentino Uomo Intense is a fresh, versatile, slightly seductive iris. Givenchy is date night, sex in a bottle iris. And Dior Homme Intense is like metrosexual, masculine man with feminine touches iris. So this is the most versatile. And this clone is 10 out of 10, guys. I'm telling you, for $13 at TJ Maxx, this might want to be, this easily goes in Hall of Fame rack store pickups. Easily. And we're going to give it away. We're going to give it away at the end of the month. I mean, I would love to take this 100 ml, decant it into 10 travel sprays, and give away that to 10 people. So 10 of my subscribers could get this experience, because it's such a cheap fragrance rather than just giving it to one dude. But you guys, y'all be tripping on me on the shipping. Like, I gave away 32 bottles for the last giveaway, right? And people were so impatient. Like, it's like, bro, I'm sending you guys packages that are valued at $50 to $150, sometimes $200, and people just like, yo, what's the tracking? Where are we at with it? Hey, sorry to bother you. Or, hey, I didn't, you know, it's like, I sent out mail to 12 different people and paid for everybody's shipping. I think I spent like just $100 just to ship everything out. And I shipped it all out the following Monday. But so as much as I want to decant this into 10 mls and give it to 10 people, that's also 10 people I got to cover shipping for. 10 babies I got to babysit. So I think with these giveaways from now on, we won't do more than 3 winners or just 1. But it's just easier on me, guys. I'm not Superman. I try to do great things, but when you try to do great things without a team, you can fall flat sometimes. And I realized after that giveaway that as cool as it was for everybody to participate in, it's just not realistic We could still give away 32 bottles of fragrance, but we could space it out and give it to one person at a time rather than me just dropping stripper level money on shipping and babysitting a bunch of people who are impatient. But I'm happy I did it because I know we blessed like 10, 12 people with fragrances and they all got good stuff. Okay, let's move up. What about LV Imagination? Good fragrance, not worth the money. Get a clone. Best cologne of the entire shelf. It doesn't exist. Does it look... Imagine picking one fragrance out of these bangers. Blasphemy. Rasasi Hawass was good. It was good. What was the Musk Therapy clone? Glorious Oud Royal Blanc. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Made by French Avenue. Glorious Oud Royal Blanc. What's your most theoretical thirst-quenching fragrance? That's weird. Very weird. There's no fragrance I wear that makes me want a glass of water. Do they expire? What's the shelf life on fragrances? I've never seen a fragrance fall apart over time. I know that it can happen, but fragrances should last a lifetime. I have examples of this. This fragrance is 30 years old. Still smells amazing. Actually smells better than the day I got it. So that's, well, it's not exactly 30 years old. We're in 2025. I got it in 2002. So I got this 23 years ago. Still smells great. Versace Dreamer. I think I also got this in like the year 2000. Same juice. I don't like it anymore, but it still smells, exactly how I remember it. So fragrances can last. And if somebody came to me the other day and was like, yo, your fragrances are going to expire, I would just give them all away. What do you think about Mancera Cedrat Boisé? I don't like it. I think fragrances like Chanel Coromandel, Nichane Ani are way sexier than that fragrance, and they're the same DNA. What frag would Joker wear? Joker would wear something like very playful, Vibrant Vetiver Delight, Amir Cedrat Essence, stuff like that. Just overly playful, like type of fragrances, Has anyone tried Cadlage Cafe Latte? No. I used to have Gucci in black and white checkered box. That was amazing. Yeah, it was a good fragrance. Why are people drawn to Bad Boy Cobalt? Because it says it has cannabis in it, and people get intrigued by that. And it's a good smelling fragrance. It's just not all that to me. Cobalt's the best Carolina Herrera, but young kids know this already. Thank you, Fitz, for your sub, man. Appreciate you. Have you tried French Avenue Aetheric Straight? It's great. It takes about 3 months to macerate, but it is the closest thing you're going to find to Greenlee, in my opinion. That smells legit. Oh, I'm just now getting to you guys seeing when I drop my fragrance. First, let me try to get to the bottom here. First niche fragrance for a 42-year-old school building manager, father, husband. First niche fragrance. Vinny, I know you're going to have to respond and I'm going to get to you later, but Vinny, if you could put so far, no matter how big your collection is, give me 1 or 2 of your favorite fragrances that you own so far, and I will give you a niche upgrade in the family of. I don't want to recommend random niche fragrances. They're all over the place. Do you have 9 p.m.? I did, but I gave it away at the last giveaway. I don't need it. I'm 36 years old. This is why I lay my fragrances down on the shelf. Yeah. I mean, the thing is normally I shoot from like back here, right? So I'm standing, like this, but sometimes I know you guys want to like be close enough to actually see what fragrances I carry. So that's why I get this close and then my back hits it. So we learned our lesson, guys. We'll back up. I've heard Tarathi Blue was a balancing problem. Is that the one? Tarathi Blue is a terrible standing fragrance, but what knocked my fragrances over was me. My little booty. This is, let's see, it's It's an Eros, so not too bad. Okay. That's funny. I've heard, let's see. How do you feel about RPM? I don't know what RPM is. I just ordered Sahiba Intense thanks to your recommendations. What do you think of the maceration process? It's not bad out of the bottle. I mean, every imagination style clone will benefit from maceration, but out of the bottle, you'll be plenty happy with that fragrance. Let me know how it is when you get it, please. Best Low Medial. Low Medial Extreme. L'Instant de Guerlain Vetiver and something is really good. Guerlain makes a lot of great fragrances. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's just Guerlain makes classy, elegant, kind of timeless, old school feeling, but still has a modern classiness in the, because it's just very well made fragrances. Guerlain's really a house you kind of have to search yourself and figure out what you gravitate towards. They're not all mass appealing. You know, L'Homme Ideal Extreme in L'Instant de Guerlain is really nice to me, but there's plenty of other bangers. People like the Vetiver one. There's so many offerings. You have to get a discovery set and just figure it out for yourself. I don't think that's a house you can recommend fragrances for. The House of Oud Dates Delight. You need to get your hands on this, even if it's a sample. Send it to me, Gerald. You got the Kardashian Chocolate Starfish fragrance. Do I look like I carry Kardashian? Does anyone know if it helps to macerate perfumes when you just bought them? Out of all the fragrances I own, which is like 500, I've only, well, take that back. I own 200 to 300 bottles, and then I own 200 to 300 decants. Out of everything I've owned, I've only actually seen a fragrance literally macerate in a 1-year window 4 or 5 times. Everything else is gonna naturally macerate at such a slow way you won't even notice it. What do you think of Spice Bomb Extreme? Very good fragrance. Masculine vanilla but not too gourmand. Nishane Ani or Chanel Exclusive Coromandel. Okay, so we gotta put some kids to bed. What do you think of Spice Bomb Extreme? You heard that. How's the performance on Valencia? Solid. I think Valencia is kind of getting me 4 to 6 hours in the best case scenario, which is great for a $13 fragrance. How do I specifically find what notes I like? Just Fragrantica? Can't always tell what I'm smelling. I would do this. On Amazon, you could get this right here. I've showed this many times. It looks like this. May Jam Essential Oil Set. They sell them in like 52 pieces, 35 pieces, 15 pieces. I think I paid like $15 for the 35-piece set. And it has all the notes that you'll find in fragrance. Nice little menu right here. And that's how you get familiar with notes, you know? You could take a little essential oil, put it on your arm, and smell that note. Now, granted, you know, vetiver can smell 10 different ways. So that one vetiver from that oil is not going to smell like every vetiver you encounter, but it's at least going to help you notice the characteristics of vetiver, you know? So get an oil set for 15 bucks. It's a nice little, look at it like a science experiment. Dab yourself with some essential oils, smell them, and you'll be like, oh, okay, this is how grapefruit comes off. This is how vetiver comes off. This is how clary sage comes off. This is a ylang-ylang. You know, this is juniper, you know, and just get familiar. And then you'll notice, you'll start to make out stuff in fragrance. We could definitely do the giveaway kicks. I just need to, you know, get some R&R. Again, appreciate the giveaway so much. How do you like Parfums de Marly Perseus? I'm not a fan. My top 3 Parfums de Marly is Wajan, Galloway, and Carlisle. But I'll never argue with somebody about Percival, Sedley, Leighton, Pegasus. Those are all good, but my top 3 is the latter. Let's see. If Jesus had a signature scent, what would it be? Probably Amir Celestial. Take care, Joel. Thank you, brother. Are you planning on making a top 10 list for 24 and 25? Yeah, I've actually already made it. I just haven't shot the episode yet. Hey, man, what do you think of the new off-non electric? I haven't smelled it yet. Where do you rank YSL? Like as a house? I mean, they're a competitive designer, but you'd have to name an actual fragrance. Looking for a rounded summer fragrances, nothing zesty or aquatic along the lines of Creed's. Creed's fresh fragrances are zesty. Silver Mountain Water's zesty. Irish Tweed is zesty. Millseam Imperial is zesty. I mean, Virgin Island Water is okay, you know, smoother, but there's no performance. Rounded summer fragrances. Tell me some notes you like, and then I'll give you a recommendation. That's a little, I mean, fresh fragrances are supposed to be earthy, aquatic, citric, green, metallic, earthy. So pick a category, and I'll tell you in that line. You're kind of putting some serious prison bars on the recommendation. It's like, give me a car that has no wheels. I enjoy Dior Homme Intense and Dior Sauvage. Good fragrances. Just ordered Honor and Glory. Will I be happy with this purchase? If you're a kid, yeah. You know, if you're under 25, you'll love it. That's going to diss some of my mid to late 20-year-olds who still love like overly sweet fragrances. But you guys know my style, man. It's like if you want to be in your late 20s or early 30s and smell like creme brulee dessert, okay. I mean, you know, hats off to you, man. I'm looking, guys. I'm scrolling here. Oh, we made it to the bottom. Dope. If you're new to the channel, we drop videos 2 to 3 times a day, every single day. I've dropped every single day since my thing went live. We just hit our 1-year marker, almost at 1 million views. Really appreciate everybody for participating. We do the Q&As several times a week. We drop videos all the time. We do reviews, collabs, game shows, and appreciate you guys for joining. Definitely give me the opportunity to earn a subscribe from you guys if you guys are into this type of content. I think I dropped probably top 3 most videos uploaded on a daily basis in FragCom as a smaller channel. So if you guys want to support that, feel free. It's free. Hugo Boss Absolute is the best. It's really good, but I also like Elixir and I also like Magnetic. Some of my wife's favorite fragrances, well, on me or just her favorites? I have tried 212. It's not my speed. Hey, Sophia, good to see you. Best afternoon swim clone, just go on YouTube. There's a couple really nice ones. The top 3 results will give you the best afternoon swim clones. I mean, my wife likes quite a few, but some that stand out. Trace Oros from Day 3, Glorious Oud Royal Blanc, so Musk Therapy. What was I wearing today? This one was a killer. Halloween Man Shot. Absolutely love that one. What are some like Armaf Odyssey on Black Edition, Taif Oud, Oceania, Mephisto from Casa Marati. There's a lot. There's really a lot. We could just walk through a lot of these. Bulgari Man in Black, Danger from Roja. There's no best under 100. There's too many to count. Type best under on YouTube and you'll get way better recommendations than I'd give you. Your favorites from each line. Born in Roma, Mont Blanc. Bulgari Man in Black's my favorite, or the green one. Mont Blanc Presence is the best Mont Blanc to me. Uomo Born in Roma is the best. The pink. I'm not really a big Valentino guy. I'm 36. It's a little sweet for my taste. Most Mont Blancs are so synthetic, I hate them. Including your favorites like Explorer, Blue, Legend Spirit, all that stuff. So I'm not really a Mont Blanc fan, but I do carry Presence. I think that's the most non-synthetic, complex scent that they have. Bulgari Man in Black, I carry that. The Bulgari that's green and gold is really nice as well. Let's see. Guess 1981. Cool. Well, I mean, Better World is cool, but they copy so hard, man. Like Summer Mink was such a copy fragrance, man. I don't know why I'm surprised. Everyone does it. Freaking Messi does it. Rihanna does it. Eilish does it. Grande does it. Freaking Travis Scott did it. You know, it's like I can't even speak on it because they're making fragrances that 20-year-olds really love. So I can't say much about it. But they are just re-releasing old fragrances that did it better. Any dupes of Blockade? There's no dupes of Blockade yet. There's only a dupe right now in Mind Games of French Defense. So if you go on YouTube and type French Defense clone, there's one really good one out right now. I saw the Parfum de Marly Castley bottle, and the letters in the bottle were all popping out. Castley ain't bad, but I don't think it's worth the money. Dude, summer. If you go on Fragrantica, it's not just one fragrance it's copying. That fragrance is almost entirely vanilla and musk. If you go on Fragrantica and you could search for a fragrance and specify that you want it to have vanilla and musk, watch how many fragrances pop up on your screen. Why waste money on an LV fragrance when they don't last past 6 hours? That's false. They have great performance. It's just nobody wants to buy a citrus aquatic fragrance for $500. That's the real reason. What do you think of Mancera, and which ones are your favorites? My favorites are not what everybody else likes. Vetiver Sensual is what I carry. But they're all good. They're all good. My favorites, though, personally, Vetiver Sensual, Pearl, Jardin Exclusive. That's a good freaking question. I just blacked out on all the Mancera fragrances. Oh, Sicily, really nice. Lemon Oud Mint. Aqua Wood or Aqua Wind, one of the two. See, I like all the ones no one names. Like most people just like Cedrat Boisé, Red Tobacco, Instant Crush. Those are the weakest ones in the line to me. I ordered Glorious Oud Royal Blanc. Will I be happy with this purchase? What do you think? Which diptyque do you recommend? These are killers, Emmanuel. If you want a patchouli, if you have to get EDPs. If you get the EDTs, you're gonna be really pissed off with performance. But if you find the EDPs, which all the EDPs, these sides are black. That's how you know you have an EDP. It's a little bit darker, and the sides have this black strip. Otherwise, on the EDTs, this is completely see-through like this. Tempo is a fresh chocolatey patchouli, like it's dark chocolate patchouli. So it's kind of got this velvety texture. It's slightly sweet, like a 3 out of 10 sweet, so it's very masculine, but it kind of patchouli and this kind of cacao like come off like almost like dark chocolate, but more earthy, so more patchouli and earthy, but it does have a chocolatey, velvety feel. And then, I mean, it's really simple. This is like a fresh
chocolate velvet patchouli. Very masculine, light on the skin. You're not going to get insane performance even with the EDP. Like, I think you'd be lucky to get like 4 or 5 hours on it. But diptychs are all like that. But incredible. Like, nothing in your collection is going to smell like this. Very good. And I mean, the bottle presentation is second to none. Fleur de Peau, EDP as well. It really depends what kind of guy you are, because that's like a great masculine fragrance. Like for men, that thing is like, you get that classy. It's kind of sexy because it's a little bit chocolatey, but it's got that masculine, sophisticated, like, I'm a rich dude who could kill you in a game of chess, but I could also take your girl, that kind of fragrance. But this, Fleur de Peau, how do I describe this? How do I describe this? I gotta spray it. It's iris and powder and linen, but it's not Dior Homme Intense. It's not even Dior Homme Parfum. That's why I don't like telling people it's powdery iris, because then you immediately think Dior, and it's nowhere near that style. This is almost a skin scent. Like if you want to have the best smelling skin around, this is it. This is gonna sound crazy, guys. So you probably won't buy this after my definition, but I don't care. This smells like like if you went to Office Max and you were looking for printer paper. And you wanted the most expensive parchment paper because you're printing a resume or like a plaque award or something. You go buy the expensive paper that has like a different texture to it, almost like on some papyrus, right? So you have almost this like rich smelling paper with a slight touch of Johnson & Johnson, like the tiniest bit. It doesn't smell like baby powder, but it's in the realm of that almost cosmetic, almost baby powder feel. And then it's got this sweet, really airy iris. It's not thick, it's not dense, it's not, so the fragrance isn't really powdery. It's airy with the tiniest bit of power. Premium paper, slight Johnson & Johnson, slight iris, and then just like this cool air, just, it's a very light skin scent feel. It's almost like what you imagine, you know, when you're a kid, you're like 10 years old and your mom come in your room and she just smells angelic and she kissed you goodnight and she left the room, but her beauty and elegant natural scent was like now on you. But it smells super youthful. It's sophisticated, but it's not old lady. It doesn't smell like a lady at all, guys. That's why it's hard to describe this. It doesn't smell like a lady, like at all. It's a skin scent. Like it literally smells like paper and skin with the tiniest brush of iris and the tiniest brush of Johnson & Johnson. It's a great skin scent. You know, this is the type of thing that if I'm in an elevator with a girl, she's going to be like, yo, that guy's skin hygiene is immaculate. Like his natural odor smells angelic. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of vibes. If I'm in a line to get something, if I'm in an elevator with somebody, if I'm in a lobby, if I'm in a close-knit quarter with somebody, maybe doing a job interview, this would be like that soft whisper to somebody of just like pure elegance, great hygiene, little bit of perfumery, like some essential oil type feel. I mean, it's a vibe, right? Like in my journey now with fragrance, I like playing with completely different approaches to fragrance. Like, I'm not just thinking projection, sillage, and longevity. I'm thinking of like what fragrances can do. Like, now, not just like sweet or earthy or whatever. Now I'm thinking of like wetness, dewy, dry, smoky, airy, heavenly, small projection, intimate, loud projection, boss like. You know, like, I'm playing with different dimensions with fragrance right now. So somebody might listen to this and be like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, why would you ever wear a skin scent? Well, you're just never in a position. Like, I'm talking with people, I'm all up in their face, like talking and whatever, and I'm in line, you know what I mean? Like, or if I'm with my wife and we're cuddling in the bed, like, she doesn't want this crazy fragrance that's just reeking up the whole room. Like, a skin scent that's angelic is like, that's not just jumping in her nose and like ripping out her nose hairs. Like, that's the kind of vibe. Intimacy, Netflix and chill, in a hotel lobby. You're going to be close to a lot of people, so you want a fragrance that makes you feel elegant, but it's not bothering everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this is. And diptyque fragrances wear like that. You're close and around a lot of people, and there's so much finesse and light elegance to them. And, you know, Ex Nihilo is the same way. Little bit heavier on the projection, though, but they're the same way. Their fragrances float on skin. It's like freaking, it's just, you know, it's a softer projection. People smell Ex Nihilo fragrances for the first time and feel like, man, these things are light. Yeah, they are, because they're supposed to whisper, not scream. And, you know, you got to be at a certain place in your fragrance journey to appreciate a fragrance that whispers. You know, YSL Original L'Homme. This is the Netflix and chill king. She will make every excuse to get right in your chest and nuzzle up and try to move the bases on you. You know what I mean? If you're wearing this outside and stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, it doesn't last more than like 2-3 hours. But it doesn't matter. It's not for going outside and radiating. It's for close intimacy. And when you're close with somebody and intimate, the fragrances that last 4 to 8 hours often are so abrasive to people, especially the opposite sex, that you need to have fragrances with different volumes. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like sound volume. You need fragrances that you can crank up and go crazy, turn it down a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna be all up in her face. Oh, okay, give me a 2. Give me a 2. We gotta clip this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is real talk. Red tobacco lasts like 15 hours. Red tobacco is terrible. And you are right. Red tobacco does last forever because it's the most synthetic fragrance Mancera makes. If you go to a TJ Maxx, you will find 100 different clones of red tobacco. It is the easiest fragrance to clone. If you want a fragrance that smells like red tobacco but better, get, is it Prada? I think it's Prada Luna Rosa Le Parfum. It's the red bottle. Or Ambar Dominicano by Day 3. Same DNA as Mancera, but actually smells like real amber and spices and tobacco. Red tobacco smells so synthetic, it's jarring to me. Favorite Acqua di Parma? I don't wear Acqua di Parma. I'm not a good reference for Acqua di Parma. I don't like the house. I also don't like Byredo. Are there any 10 out of 10 Banana Republic fragrances? Absolutely. Absolutely. Number 1 fragrance from the house of Banana Republic is Vintage Green 78. Green notes, forest, black tea, and fig. What else? Metal Rain, 10 out of 10. It's basically Silver Mountain water, slightly more lemony, but it's essentially Silver Mountain water. This is discontinued. Banana Republic Arctic Slate, or Slate Arctic. This is not Slate. Banana Republic Slate looks just like this. This is Slate Arctic. Discontinued fragrance, smells like Invictus Aqua, but to me it smells just a little bit more natural. 10 out of 10. 90 Pure White, it's a little bit boring, but it's supposed to be boring. This is like Molecule 1. For those of y'all who don't know what Molecule 1 is, Molecule 1 is basically just ISO-E Super. Google it, look it up. A lot of fragrances have it in it. It's to push your fragrance for more longevity. But I always tell people, you don't need to buy Molecule 1. You could just get Banana Republic 90 Pure White. Fresh, clean linen, not soapy. Fresh, clean dryer sheet with a hint of some floral. Just the tiniest, like 5% floral. It's a dryer sheet out of the dryer with some floral sprinkled into it. Very fresh, clean, nice everyday wear. This is 10 out of 10. It's simple, but it's elegant. It's to the point. It doesn't smell synthetic. Great Banana Republic fragrance. Grasslands, I wouldn't really give 10 out of 10, but I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Grassland is really special. It's basically smells like lemongrass and mint. You know, then there's others. You know, there's others that I kind of hung up. You know, Black Platinum is cool. Midnight Hour is cool. Those aren't 10 out of 10 fragrances to me, though. Leather Reserve is cool. Not 10 out of 10. Cypress Cedar is technically a 10 out of 10 because it's a direct clone of Terre de Hermes. Vetiver, what is that fragrance called? Vetiver something is, no, it's not a 10 out of 10, but it's a good fragrance. What's your opinion of Blue Sapphire by Bodicea? It's a really good fragrance. It's just not my speed. I don't like the red fragrance or Blue Sapphire from Bodicea. I don't think it's worth the money. Do you like Versace Energy? No, I like Original Eros the best. But if you're under 25, it's an incredible fragrance. What's your opinion of, oh, we already did that. If you're interested in the Hollister line, don't be. I don't do Hollister. Oh, my son's necklace. What the heck? Got my son's, like, necklace he made me. It's, like, falling apart in my pocket. Good morning from Finland. Good morning, good sir. Try the brand called Ahmed Al Maghribi. Yeah, Burlington carries a lot of Maghribi. I haven't put my nose to it yet, but it's a good fragrance. Best Valentine's Day fragrance for me? Well, you're young. Well, you shop for like designers and clones, right? So I mean, if you just want to go absolute sexy mode, I would get Gentleman Reserve Privé and call it a day, dude. What's the cheapest men's cologne and where to get it? It's called Irish Spring Body Soap. Creed Viking thoughts. Viking smells good, but the Go watch The Fragrance Apprentice. He recommends an alternative to Creed Viking that actually has some freaking performance. Creed Viking is not worth the price at all. Like, it's a somewhat modern fougere that has utterly trash performance, and it shouldn't have trash performance. Oh, okay, now I can breathe. Yeah, Creed Viking pisses me off just off the lack of performance alone. I can't believe they have the audacity to charge what they charge while giving such a terrible performing fragrance. I think Bois de Portugal is a better fougere than Viking, comparatively. But you don't even have to get Bois de Portugal these days, because if you just get this fragrance right here, Lalique Pour Homme Lion for 20 bucks, this beats Viking. Like, unquestionably, and will literally last all day. This has Rozha Diaghilev level performance to me. Well, not really. Diaghilev smells Diaghilev will be on your skin for 48 hours and you will have to wash it off with a fire hydrant. But yeah, this is essentially Viking. And if you want something closer to the more, like if you want Viking more classical, you go with Lalique Pour Homme Lion for 20 bucks. If you want Viking's kind of airy modernness that comes with that fragrance, I would get Mercedes-Benz Intense and call it a day. It's a much better fragrance. You'll get 8 hours of performance and you can get that fragrance for like 30 bucks for 150 ml. I like YSL cologne right now. Okay, I see you. I really enjoy Dior Intense and Dior Sauvage. What's a niche I should consider with these two being my favorites? Oh, okay, so back to Vinny. Well, hopefully you're still here, Vinny. Okay, so I'm not going to recommend you upgrades. Well, okay. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to recommend you 2 sets of fragrances. So in Dior Homme Intense, if you want a expensive niche level upgrade to that style that feels way more expensive, a little less powdery, but same DNA, get House of Dastan, Dastan, House of Dastan, and the fragrance is called Love Flame. It's the Dior Homme Intense DNA, but it's a little bit lighter, smells way richer, way more seductive. So there's like a literal upgrade from that fragrance. And then Dior Sauvage upgrade, I would just abandon that style entirely when it comes to niche because there's just so many better pockets to go. Some fragrances to consider as an upgrade. Sauvage essentially is a fresh, slightly seductive, slightly bad boy. So it's seductive bad boy in one. It's the party bachelor Johnny Depp fragrance. So when I look at my collection, fragrances that remind me of that in the niche category that are upgrades, they're not going to be upgrades to Sauvage, but they're going to be like up your alley. Bulgari Man in Black. Bulgari Man in Black. And I would get it at discounters. Like I got this fragrance, I think, for $70 on discounters for 100 ml. This will be a freaking... The phrase sexy man is this bottle. Like, this is no games being played. You want women to take you seriously? Now, granted, it's a nighttime fragrance. Let's not get that twisted. I don't care if you go to a lounge, you go to a bar, you're going to a movie, you're going out for the night, you're going to a nice restaurant, taking your wife out. I don't care if you're married, you're not a bachelor, but you're with your wife. Nighttime, this fragrance is like, okay, my man is rich, my man is sexy. It's got this dark black tie-ness to it. Vetiver, amber, spices. It's basically the progression where it's like it beats Tom Ford Black Orchid, it beats Prada Black, you know what I'm saying? Those dark chocolatey patchouli fragrances. This is like lighter, sophisticated, heavy black tie event. It beats Spice Bomb Extreme to me. It beats Tom Ford Noir Extreme to me. It's in that wheelhouse. You know, patchouli, vetiver, tiniest bit of sweetness, like 3 or 4 out of 10 sweet, real tucked sweet, black tie event, velvety patchouli. Like, this is just boss, bro. This right here is what Bruce Wayne would wear when he goes into the Batmobile and he's going to the ball. That one for sure look into as a man. Now, as far as daytime upgrades, you know, because Sauvage is really, to me, not a casual fragrance. It's not even like an upscale casual because it's a dress up kind of fragrance a little bit. And Dior Intense is like your date night. So go into Bulgari Man in Black for your Dior alternative. It's nothing like Dior, but it's a date night alternative that gives you a different vibe in the date night category that's like essential. A Sauvage, so I'm going to give you like an upscale casual or just a more bachelor style fragrance. Um, Parfums de Marly Carlisle or Memo Paris African Leather. They're both very similar. African Leather has a Sauvage growl to it, but it's not Sauvage at all. I'm just saying it's got that kind of bad boy Antonio Bandera on the dance floor kind of bachelorness to it. Super sexy. I call it expensive tiger piss in a bottle. Apple pie with a lot of zingy savoriness is probably a closer definition to it. Carlisle is a little more subdued, so that's a style you can go for. Parfums de Marly Carlisle or Memo Paris African Leather, one or the other, not both of them. That's a style you can go with. Honestly, brother, like this is not in the wheelhouse of anything you showed me, but like at your age, if you want a really good, like modern, classy man, like you smell like you got your life together, like you have great taste, but it's like very bright, invigorating, and happy to wear, but you feel totally like a man, I would only recommend this fragrance if you're 30 and up. Vetiver Sensual from Mancera. This is really nice, man, because you can get this for like $70 to $100 for 120 ml of juice, and you can wear this every day, any season, any reason. It's got that invigorating citrus basket feel. It's lime driven, but it is lemon, lime, grapefruity kind of citrus top, but it's not a citrus aquatic or like an imagination. It's like a earthy, like all this citrus sitting on like woods and like lemongrass, and it's sunshine in a bottle, but it's super masculine sunshine in a bottle because of all the earthy base to it. It's radiant, like there's a radiance to the citrus and wood combo. It's perfectly masculine. It's not, I wouldn't call this a fruity fragrance, even though it's got heavy citrus. I also wouldn't call this a woody fragrance. It's got a very classy masculine lemongrass dressed with juicy radiant citruses and a strong masculine base. Everyday elegance and class as a grown man, but this fragrance will just be a mood lifter. Like everywhere you go, it's gonna put you in a nice peaceful mood, but you could walk into any room and feel like $1,000,000. One of the best scents for men, man. And for people who can't afford this kind of an upgrade, the precursor to this fragrance is this one right here. Ferragamo's Bright Leather. Ignore the name leather. It doesn't smell like leather. It's blonde leather and kind of a lemony bergamot citrus up top. Classy, but this is a huge progression from this. But if this is all you can afford, you will love this fragrance every day. Work, upscale casual, beauty. It'll put you in a great mood. It's a mood lifter. It's right behind this one. But if you want the highest rendition of all the things that make men great, woods, outdoor greenery, masculine citruses that are more like freaking wine reductions than juicy, flashy fruits. This is what you need. This is a man's rite of passage. When you hit 30 and you got to stop smelling like you either live with your parents or like you talk to 20 girls a day and you got no game and your job's still paying you, 15 an hour. When you get to be 30 and you're starting to own your vehicle or buy a second or third vehicle and you're on your way to getting a house and you got the girl you've been dating for a while, you're about to get married, whatever, you got your kids have been out for a while. This is a rite of passage into the second phase of manhood right here. Super modern though. You got to get it. Okay, I'm done talking. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm really tired, and I'm taking my wife to a resort tomorrow for the weekend. So I'm gonna quick scroll through the questions, answer them in a really short way, and then I'm gonna dip out of here. And by the way, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Friday. Okay. SB, I gotta call it a night. Love you, Kicks, man. Appreciate you, brother. Have you smelled Le Labo? Yes, I just think it's a 7 out of 10 fragrance. Picked up Invictus. Can you explain it and help me? Jag, you gotta look these fragrances up, man. My basic opinion on it is that it's a 7 out of 10, but you gotta look up the notes. Ghost in a Shell by Atatlieb d'Orange for Android Skin Scent Slate Arctic. Nah, I don't know. What was it called? Ghost in a Shell. I know I smelled that. I know I freaking smelled that fragrance. Do I not have it? There's no way. I know I had it. Ghost in a Shell. Oh yeah, here we go. Can't waste all the juice. I still got to review this whole house. This oddly smells really close to Florida Poe. Florida Poe's better though, but yeah, I mean, this is like, this is almost a skin scent, but it's like you dipped your hand in like rose water and then you let it dry. That would be what this smells like. Like a really light rose water. Whoosh, shook it off, let your hand dry. It's like natural skin scent with the tiniest bit of rose petal. Very close family though, for sure. Okay. Top 5 clones in your collection. I'm just going to name random ones, but they're all 10 out of 10s. Glorious Oud Royal Blanc by French Avenue. Club de Nuit Milestone is better than actual Millésime Imperial. La Leak White and Black is better than Leighton. FOMO Fragheads Asylum is Elysium. Gary's Den from FOMO is Perfect Dior Homme Parfum. Offnod Supremacy in Heaven is a perfect Silver Mountain Water. Club de Nuit Peugeot is a perfect Ventus Absolute, almost, like 95%. Encre Noir a la Extreme is a perfect rendition, if not better, of Chanel exclusive Sycamore. Cayenne Classic is a 10 out of 10 of Dior Homme Intense. Zara Man from Fragrance World is a perfect 10 out of 10 of Tom Ford Black Orchid. Maison Alhambra Cassius is a 10 out of 10 of Carlisle. And Afro Leather by Maison Alhambra is a 10 out of 10 of Memo Paris African Leather. You guys don't realize this, but like I have bots in my chat. Like you'll never get famous in here. My bots do the work for me. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate YSLY EDP? 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. For younger kids, they call it a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. When you start to get above 25 and you start to have more than a couple of fragrances, it's a very slightly above average nighttime / date night type of fragrance. Linen Vetiver, yes. Xerjoff Lyra works best late summer nights. Lyra is challenging for men because it's a female-leaning unisex fragrance. But if you love Lyra, upgrade to Trace Oros from day 3. It's cheaper, it's in the wheelhouse, but it is closer to a perfectly unisex gourmand that's in the realm of honey, pineapple, plantain, brown sugar, mandarin orange. It's imitating some kind of Dominican dessert based around pineapple, honey, and plantain. Doesn't smell like banana. It smells like honey-soaked plantain. This is a date night killer. Some of the best performance I've ever seen. Some of the highest quality of perfumery. You just take the cap off and you will say, this is what niche... You know, I used to hate gourmands. That's what you're going to say. You're going to say, you're going to say exactly what I said. You're going to go, man, I hate gourmands. I'm not supposed to like this. But this is how gourmand is supposed to be done. And then you're like, that's why I don't like gourmand, because nothing gourmand smells like this. $155 for this fragrance is criminal. We should be paying $400 for that scent, and I wouldn't even bat an eye. I'll talk to Michael about that this weekend. Thoughts on Ultramar 1920? That you're punching above your weight class, TT. Best site to get decants, scentdecant.com. Scentdecant.com. Don't ask me why, just trust me. It truthfully is the best site to get decants for many reasons. What's your opinion on Blue Electrique? Is it still worth a blind buy? No, the clone will be completely sufficient. Thank you. Appreciate you, Chris. Shout outs to Brazil. YSL Loam thoughts. My favorite YSL in the collection, and the juice doesn't lie. Any other questions, boys? Bots, sweep out the kids who's taking their parents' phone. Who are the most honest fragrance reviewers? Oh, I don't know. At the end of the day, everybody could be lying, including me. But one thing I can tell you is I don't make money from... I mean, my channel is monetized because I have enough followers and viewership, but no company sends me bottles. Actually, I take that back. Day 3 sent me a discovery set for a giveaway, but it wasn't for promotion. I just know Michael, and Michael was looking out for the channel. He said, hey, give away a discovery set to your subscribers for your 2K sub goal. That was not an endorsement. That was not... I got nothing in return from that. He gave me a discovery set to give to you guys because he wanted to support my channel, and that was a one-way giveaway. But houses don't send me fragrances. I don't have codes for you guys, 10, 15% off. Any fragrance reviewer with a freaking 15% off or a 10% off it's a bogus concept, because every website you go to has 10 or 15% off. You know, the whole idea of 15 to 30% off is a complete hoax, especially in perfumery. The holidays come around, you get 20, 30% off or a buy one, get one. It's basically 10 to 15% off, just manipulated. And all the reviewers that have some sort of a discount code are just getting a special code with their name on the back of it that all of you guys have access to, whether you use the code or not. Codes are ridiculous. But my point is one thing I can't tell you about all the other reviewers, but what I can tell you is that I don't make money. I'm not collabed with anybody, affiliated with anybody. There's no vested interest on my side to promote anything. And I also do not talk about a single fragrance that I don't own, unless I own it. It's either on this shelf, on my bathroom shelf in my room, or in a decant over there. So I will give you the authenticity of the fact that I'm only talking about what I carry. I'm not endorsed by anybody. And so there's no reason for me to lie. But I'm also very strong and opinionated in a subjective sport. What's a fragrance that smells like a sunset, like a nice night out type of fragrance? A sunset? I don't know about a sunset, because when I think of the sun, I think of citrus. If you were to just say what smells like sunshine or a sunny day, that would be a different question. Sunset. Roja Parfums y Sol a Sol. That is a sunset fragrance. You're right on the bed. You're right at the beach shore. The water's brushing in. It's a sunset. You get a slight hint of coconut. You get a slight brush of the white florals and the tropical trees, wind rushing through them. It's a slightly cold night. You're gonna fall asleep on the beach with the love of your life. Y Sol a Sol Roja Parfums. That's probably the closest thing I can get you to sundown specifically. That's the only reason it's difficult. Yeah, that's actually a perfect thing to end on. Y Sol a Sol. Is there a such thing? Perfume smells like chocolate. It's artificial. It's anything with patchouli and sweetness comes off like chocolate. If you could make 5 fragrance rotation for roughly $250, what would they be? Copy paste that in the comments, Willie. That's a loaded question for right now because I'm signing off. Any green sporty fragrances? Absolutely. Roja Parfums Vetiver, Terre de Hermes, Vetiver Sensual from Mancera, Lalique White, Tom Ford Grey Vetiver, Lalique Lin Sumi, Aqua di Gio Eau de Parfum. That's the greenest one you're going to find. Amir Cedrat Essence is Cedrat Boisé with green honey melon or honeydew. So when you say green, I mostly think forest green. But if you mean green citrus or green fruit, you can have honeydew melon there. Vibrant Vetiver Delight from Amir. Nice, vibrant, Sprite, lemon, lime, spritz, ginger type of feel. There's a lot of options for you. Is that Black Phantom? I've been trying to decide if I pull the trigger. By Kilian dark sweet fragrances don't have great longevity, but they smell like nothing you've ever smelled before. Black Phantom is more challenging than this is Straight to Heaven, but this is Black Phantom. Black Phantom is challenging. It is a dark cloud of a fragrance with a slight hint of an airy cherry chapstick kind of feel. It's almost like Leighton with a dark cloud over it. Straight to Heaven, to me, is less challenging, but it's still challenging because you have to be kind of grown man. This is rum raisin. So rum, raisins, cacao, so like dark chocolate basically, and heavy patchouli. One of one scent for sure in both of those fragrances, both very unique and both have terrible performance. You're only going to get like 3 hours strong with these and you got to cake them on. But some of the sexiest fragrances in the game, Atomizer is just like low profile. If I ever had to start from scratch, I don't think I could live without Straight to Heaven, as terrible as the performance is. I could live without Black Phantom, but I appreciate that I have Black Phantom because none of my other fragrances smell like it. Tiziana Terenzi Kirke, it's unisex, women love it. Kirke is nice, but you know, with Kirke, here's the thing about Kirke, guys. I need some water. Kirke has been done a million times, believe it or not. So when we talk about niche perfumery, are my eyes red? Okay, no. That looks crazy on camera. So when we talk about Kirke, here's what we're truly talking about, guys. When we talk about fragrances like Tiziana Terenzi Kirke, we're dealing with fruit basket styles, right? And so I think with women, sometimes it goes tropical, sometimes it goes citrus or fruit baskety styles. Sometimes it goes exotic. Sometimes it goes more subdued, you know, like a Day 3 Bonnie or something. But women have an easier time buying fragrances like that. Even though they're marketed unisex, men have a harder time jumping into that because they're feminine leaning in theory, right? Like it's all subjective, but it's easier for a woman to say yes to fruit baskets and exotic floral fruit baskety type stuff, or just even the idea of fruits and florals and exotics in any kind of common powder, wetness, you know what I'm saying? So for me, Kirke is in the family of things like, and again, this is where it's a harder decision for men, because you could totally wear these types of fragrances as men, but it really depends on, like, I'm about to start spitting. Give me 2 seconds. I'm about to get into some stuff that's like, see, this is what I like talking about, but nobody really likes hearing it, but it's just the truth. I think intention, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to sit down. Can I sit down? And we're going to have to end on this probably. We'll see. You know, you guys always make me stay in here because you guys always get value from this. And it's at the detriment of my sleep, but that's okay. So here's the thing, guys. When it comes to fragrances like Kirke, it's really a question of intent. Are you a man or a female? Are you comfortable with this style of fragrance? And number two, where are you mostly thinking about wearing this? Are you using it as a vacation fragrance? Are you using it to attract the opposite sex? Are you comfortable with that style? In that style, is that the best fragrance for you? Because these are the type of things you got to think about as a man with those type of fragrances. Number one, where are you using it, obviously? But like another aspect of it is, can you handle the sweet factor being so robust or the floral factor being so robust? There are certain fragrances that kind of tame the Kirke style DNA better for a masculine male who wants to go there but doesn't want to have to go all the way there. Like Kirke might be too huge of a jump. Now, here's another thing. My wife, what was the example fragrance that I gave to you guys? My wife loves Initio Musk Therapy. I have Musk Therapy over there, or the clone. This is a white floral bouquet with slight powder, slight sweetness, and a ton of musk, right? This is one of those fragrances I get where it's like, if I was single and I invited a woman over to my condo, or, you know, for example's sake, you're not going to light a candle that smells like wood. You're not going to light a candle that smells like incense. Woman's coming over. The candle is going to smell like chestnut, vanilla, spiced apple, maybe some rum, maybe some coconut. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the guy who you're wearing the fragrance because it's what women like. And if that's the case, you know, it's like my wife likes Musk Therapy, so I'm wearing it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not something that I would generally gravitate towards. But again, so when it comes to fragrances like Kirke, some men love it. I know men who have Kirke that really love it. When we talk niche perfumery, it's a very well done fragrance, aside from the fact that it's, to me, heavily feminine leaning. But that's subjective. But I say all that to say this, guys, because we're not going to go there. We're not going to... it seemed like I was going to go that deep with it, but it's really not that deep. But what I did want to mention is, if you're intimidated at all by Kirke, you can go into fragrances like, and again, some of these I'm going to name are on the same par of sweetness and exotic and baskety, and you know what I'm saying? But I'll name some that are more tame and some that are on equal playing field, just different fragrances. You could go into fragrances like Xerjoff Herba Pura. If Herba Pura is too loud and boisterously sweet, fruity for you, you can go down to Herba Gold. So Herba Gold still has that feel, but the fruits feel more riny and more rounded off rather than just kind of projective, exotic vacation blasts. Something similar in the realm of Herba Gold would be Mango Skin from Wilhelm. Mango Skin is an incredible fragrance that can work at a hotel resort or on the beach or nights walking on the beach, pool party, yacht party, um, San Diego days with like a morning dew, mist in the air, morning time type thing. Leave your shirt open, sitting on the porch patio in Maui type of stuff. As a everyday casual male scent, nah, fam. It's got to be more occasional. Women can get away with that. Bath and Body Works, fruit, citrus, rose, floral. They can do all of that year round, and guys aren't gonna say nothing. But men need to have an intention with it. You know what I'm saying? So where you live matters, the occasion, all that type of stuff. But those are some variations. I'm trying to think of a few others that kind of go there. A fragrance like Day 3 Bonnie or Day 3 Del Mar are going to get you in that vacation-y, beachy water, but some variation of floral baskets, citrus basket, fruit basket, exotics type of feel. Jardin Exclusive from Mancera, another fragrance in the wheelhouse of Kirk A, in my opinion. Pearl from Mancera. What else can get you in that arena? There's certain stuff from Bodicea that can certainly do that. From Roja, we have Isola Soul, we have Isola Blue, Oceania. Oceania is probably the least out of all of them because it's more like a sparkling white champagne take on that basket type of DNA. But yeah, there's a lot of wiggle room in that arena, and I think men have to tread more cautiously in terms of figuring out what works for them. Like, men can't blind buy Kirk A style fragrances just because they smell good and women love them, because they will be jarring if you don't wear those style fragrances, and you don't have to go all in like that. There's a lot of versatility. But all that being said, Kirk A is a great fragrance for a reason. And I know many men that I respect in niche perfumery that absolutely love it. Okay, let me fly through these. Been trying to pick between Intoxicated and Black Phantom unless you have any options. Okay, I can't blind recommend by Kilian fragrances unless we're talking about things like Roses on Ice, Blue Moon Ginger Dash, stuff like that. Stuff that's like just super versatile, slightly upscale, casual, everyday wears. By Kilian is a similar house to Initio, where they make predominantly intimate, cold weather style fragrances. When you talk about Initio, all their fragrances are uber date night beast modes. Side Effect, Blessed Baraka, Narcotic Delight, Absolute Aphrodisiac, Atomic Rose. They're all going all in. Similarly with By Kilian, you have Angel Share, Black Phantom, Something Wood, Sacred Wood, Black Phantom, Straight to Heaven. What other ones? The Rihanna fragrance, the Bad Girl, Good Boy, Good Girl Gone Bad, or whatever. The Marshmallow fragrance. So because of those fragrances, they're not really blind buy worthy in my opinion, because everybody's going to gravitate towards certain fragrances and they're going to royally hate other fragrances. I don't blind recommend anything from Initio except for Must Therapy. Everything else is like you have to try the house to figure out what you like, because they're all good for different reasons. And same thing with By Kilian. Now, in my opinion, based off my taste, being a 36-year-old male, married, I would lean towards Intoxicated over Black Phantom. But Black Phantom is still really nice. So I highly recommend you don't take my recommendation on that. That's just real talk. I'm not going to cap. I'm not going to give you guys fake answers for the views. Suggest a first date perfume. That's another difficult question. But if we're talking designers, which is what I have to assume is kind of like the mass appeal thing, you know, Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum, Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, Dior Dior cologne, Dior cologne, Sauvage, Eros EDT, Azaro Most Wanted by Night, or Wanted by Night in the Most Wanted Parfum, either one of those. Um, uh, Tom Ford Noir Extreme, Tom Ford Original Noir EDT or EDP, Spice Bomb Extreme, Spice Bomb Infrared, Chanel Allure Homme Sport, even though that's more of a fresh fragrance, it's got this kind of orange creamsicle vanilla to it, which can come off sensual. Um, uh, Valentino Uomo Intense, Armani Stronger With You Intense, Angel Share. There's a lot of great date night fragrances. It just kind of depends. You know, some people wear fragrances because they want to get chicks, right? But some people want to get chicks, but they don't want to compromise who they are as a person. And that's where all of those fragrances are not created equal, because if you're a guy who wants a date night fragrance but you're not trying to be overly sweet because that's not you as a person, you could go slightly subdued sweet and get the job done. Or if you just want to go all in and pick a massively uber sweet fragrance because women like sweet, you could do that too. Or maybe even though women gravitate towards vanillic and floral and stuff like that, maybe you're not into that. So you want to win a woman over with manliness and classy manliness, which can come off sexy while not having to be sweet. Creed Aventus is a great example of that. Creed Aventus is not that sweet. It's more of a smoky, woody, oak mossy type of fragrance, but it's I call it, daddy syndrome type of fragrances. Fragrances that if they had a really good father that they looked up to, that was the height of masculinity to them. It's a fragrance that they imagine as a little girl their father would wear. These are fragrances like Nishane Hasavat and Diaghilev and Dior Fahrenheit and Sauvage Elixir and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be sexy with just pure manliness too. A lot of this just comes down to the psychology of, you got to know what women like, and not all women are the same. So you have to know your woman, know the girl you're going after. Is she a girly girl? Is she an independent boss type chick? Is she a more intricate thinker? Is she gothic? Is she foreign? Maybe if you're with a foreign girl, an Asian girl, an Indian girl, a Caribbean girl, maybe you might wear something more spiced, like Memo Paris African Leather or Sauvage Elixir, because they're into things like peppers and Szechuan pepper and white pepper and black pepper and cumin and coriander and tamarind and stuff like that. There's science to this, man. I'm preaching here, guys. You got to think through this stuff. It gets deep. What the fragrance my girlfriend would love when I take her out? Go Gentleman Reserve Privé and call it a day. I smell like diesel and grease. Well, you smell like Fahrenheit then. SB, how close is fire your desire to angel share? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Women don't really like overly masculine woodsy stuff. Citrus is nice. Fendi, I boldly disagree, only because I am married to the most beautiful woman on earth, without question. And she refuses to smell citrus and sweets on me. She only likes masculine, woody, elegant fragrances. Mostly. There are a couple of exceptions. Musk Therapy from Initio. But outside of that, I don't have to wear anything sweet or citric. She actually thinks that makes me smell boyish. She likes her man to smell all the way grown, to the point where it's like even boozy notes like rum and cognac and stuff like that she's not even feeling. She wants uber masculine. Coral Mandel, Chanel, Sauvage Elixir, Creed Aventus Absolute,
Monkey Special, Zherzhov. You know, Vetiver Sensual. That's a citric fragrance, but that's not on her hierarchy for sure. So, but I do agree that, you know, I can't say what women like. I can only say what women I deal with like. Does that make sense? So, some women might say, well, you can't speak on what women like. Well, yeah, I can, because I can just say what women have told me. Um, I'm not going to try and get into the psychology of a woman, but I have experiences with women and I get feedback from women, mostly my wife, but there was once upon a time I had a lot of female feedback, you know what I'm saying? But some women actually see sweetness and citruses as boy toy material, and some don't. And I think it comes down to how your fragrance is dressed up. You can get away with more citrics and vanillics in niche perfumery than you can in designers. Some designers just come off very boy toyish. But that's not always the case either. It really depends. Here's what I find with women in fragrance: if a woman has an educated nose, meaning she knows her way around fragrance, she's smelled a lot of fragrances. Typically, she has a more open mind on what she likes on a man. Women that don't have a lot of perfume and are not into perfumery typically don't like 95% of what men wear. But if you ask them what they want, they couldn't tell you. But, you know, know your woman. That's what I'll end on. Know your woman, or know the women that you deal with on a daily basis, and there's nothing wrong with compromising your taste for complimenting a space or complimenting a group of people you're going to be around, more than prioritizing your own self-expression. But there's a place for everything. There's a place to say, I don't care what people think, I like this. There's a place for, I know she likes this, I know they like this, or I know this is great in this space. And you should have an open mind to have that kind of versatility in terms of how you buy fragrance. Those are goodies, Willie. Which Club de Nuit Intense Man do you prefer, limited edition or EDP? Neither. Armaf Per Show 1 is the best Aventus rendition currently. 95% Aventus Absolute. If you want something close to Hasavat, you go with Off Non-Supremacy Collector's Edition or Nishane Hasavat itself. Okay, can we fly through this so I can get in bed? Per shows close to Creed Aventus, more to Absolute. Absolute Aventus, it's closer to. That's a nice collection. Thank you, brother. Would you, let's see, more into... How's ADG Profondo? Profondo might be the most versatile green aqua aquatic style fragrance, but I always tell people, if you're under 25, get Profondo. If you're over 26, get Profumo or Latafa Sacrat on Amazon for 20 bucks. 10 out of 10 Profumo clone. Really, there's no bad Aqua di Gio. They're all amazing. Elixir, Parfum, EDP, EDT, Profondo, Profumo. They're all amazing. The most elegant, sexy, masculine is Profumo. The most versatile, everyday, casual, upscale casual, work, friend zone, date night level is going to be Profondo. Dior Sauvage EDT is the best. No, I actually never recommend the EDT. EDP is the best for performance. Parfum is the best for smell. If you're over 25, get Sauvage Elixir. If you're under 25, get Dior Sauvage EDP or Parfum. Should I get Latafa Camera? If you're under 25, get Original Camera or the new one. If you're over 25, get Kawa. Do you have chrome? No, I hate metallics. Thanks for the Friday Night Live. Absolutely. Dior Homme Intense or Dior Sauvage Elixir. Two completely different style fragrances. If you want a more intimate fragrance, get Dior Homme Intense. If you want a more bad boy, edgy fragrance, get Sauvage Elixir. What do you think of Elizabeth Taylor for men? No opinion on it. Ladies love unisex fragrances. Sometimes men's fragrances can be overpowering. That's what a man is, Fendi. That's what a man is. Men lead, protect, and provide. That's why masculine fragrances are overpowering. But you can tame that. You know, if a Ventus Absolute is too extreme for your woman, get a Ventus Cologne. You can scale it down. You don't have to change the DNA. I think that some men wear powerful fragrances because they already have the woman they want. They're just telling you they already got it. They don't need you, and that's a bravado fragrance, right? But yeah, I completely agree. That's why it all comes back to knowing your woman, or knowing the women you're going for, and knowing where you're going to get them. You know, all that stuff plays into. There's not a one woman fragrance that's just gonna knock every woman down, or like a one fragrance that just works for women at the gym and at the date scenario and at the club and at the library and at the mall. You know, it just doesn't work like that. But women do love unisex fragrances, but let's be real here. The reason women love unisex fragrances on men is because it's stuff that they like themselves. You know what I'm saying? But then the psychology of that is, why would a woman want to wear a fragrance that well, I don't want to say it like that because that sounds crazy. Of course, men want to wear a fragrance that a woman likes. But why would a man want to lose his... Well, see, now I'm going to get political and controversial. Men don't have to lose masculinity to appeal to a woman. And that's how men feel sometimes with certain unisex fragrances. Like there's a degree of masculinity gone. Now, if we're dealing with comfortable men and comfortable women, none of that really matters. But just because you're a comfortable man doesn't mean that you like unisex fragrances. If you're a comfortable man, you just simply don't care. You wear what you want to wear, and you're going to get any woman you want. You know, the woman that wants him to be more unisex, he's just going to move on because he can get anything he wants. But I do think that men should find unisex fragrances that they enjoy, because there is a serious beauty and allure to some of the notes that are provided in unisex fragrances that you can't find in traditional masculine fragrances. Things like florals, things like herbals, things like tea, things like different citrus and different fruits. There are a lot of great fragrances, and if you have an open mind, you can tap into those spaces and still feel masculine, you know. And I make tons of unisex recommendations. Bonnie from Day 3 is one of the best mango tropical beach fragrances of all time to me. And it's a feminine leaning unisex fragrance. I can pull that fragrance off anywhere though, because the balance is so perfect. Balance is everything with a unisex fragrance. And it's everything in great perfumery. Most unisex bangers though are so loud, it's inappropriate. I need to do a video like that. Top 50 unisex fragrances that men would love. This is enthusiast. I don't make any money from... Nobody pays me in fragrance or money to run my channel. I don't need my channel. I do this for fun. What's up, Jim? Good to see you, buddy. Day 3 makes it possible to get into niche without going the Mancera route. That's true. there's a lot of really affordable entry-level niche. Like Tom Ford to me is considered niche, even though technically on paper they make glasses and socks and pants and suits, so technically they're designer. But people don't view Tom Ford that way. People view Tom Ford as luxury perfumery, and so we should treat it as such. Creed, no, Creed's expensive. Mancera, Parfums de Marly, Byredo. When you get into independent niche, there's a lot of super affordable stuff like Day 3. And you guys know, those of you who have been following me on my channel know that the House of Day 3 has a boutique right up the street from me. And Michael Paul actually lives down the street from me. We've become pretty good friends at this point. But Day 3 just makes some incredible bangers. They not only make it easy to go into niche, because when you buy a Discovery set, you get a $40 coupon towards a fragrance, but they also make some of the most well-balanced blended unisex fragrances I've ever seen. Leather notes, you got to be careful as well. Leather notes, honestly, I don't think have anything to do with unisexness and masculineness. They have everything to do with balance and ratio. Like, even within the realm of leather dominance, there is an overkill percentage with leather. Some of my favorite leather fragrances that I carry, Xerjoff Monkey Special, Straight to Heaven by Killian, Diptyque's Tempo Eau de Parfum, Bulgari Man in Black, Roja Parfum's Danger, Oud for Greatness by Initio. I even think there's a leather accord in Absolute Aventus. Black Orchid, Tom Ford. I love leather. Ferragamo, bright leather, African leather, Uomo Signature. There's a lot of great leathers. Balance is everything with leather. Ombre leather, but I'm a fan of Oda Ombre leather. The new one is better than Ombre leather. Tuscan leather is a great fragrance, but 95% of men should not wear Tuscan leather. If you don't own a Jaguar, Audi, some exotic car and wear tuxes, you really shouldn't wear Tuscan leather. Or if you don't own an Italian leather handbag or briefcase, you shouldn't be wearing Tuscan leather. Yeah, Adidas fragrances, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm not Elizabeth Taylor's not for me. Camera original review. I already have a review of original Camera and Kawa on my channel. Go check it out. We drop reviews every single day, guys. I drop 2 to 3 videos every single day. I've been doing that since a year ago when the channel started. We have almost 700 video uploads in 1 year. So if you're interested in reviews at all, we do that all the time. And by the way, guys, I do have bots in my chat that will remove you and hide your comments. So if you want to get famous, go in a different live. Is this a Twitch stream too? No, but I could double this for Twitch, but Twitch is not going to bring a lot of viewers for content in fragrance. I'm telling you guys, you will not get famous in here trying to be weird. Your comments will get hid, you'll get kicked out. Like, my bots do a great job. I've got Amazon Prime bots in here, trust me. How do you decide which frags to go with on which shelf? Seasons, mood, occasion. And I try to wear a new fragrance every single day. Thankfully, I have over 365 fragrances I can do that. But the reason I do that is not to be cool. It's because a lot of people ask me about fragrance recommendations and reviews. And so I like to get intimate with all my fragrances because I don't speak on fragrances I don't own or wear. Thankfully for you guys, I have about 500 fragrances in this office, so I can speak about most of the fragrances you guys ask about. And as well as clones and inspirations, I have all the original fragrances to the clones and inspirations. So I can speak on those, and I can speak on the niche, and I can speak on the independent niche. One fragrance I'm really loving right now in independent niche perfumery is this fragrance right here. Slow Explosions by Imaginary Authors. This smells like Tom Ford's Oud Wood drenched in a red sangria. You wouldn't think that smells amazing. It does. Incredible fragrance. All right, what else do we got? Stop trying to get famous. Stop trying to get famous, guys. Thank you for the diptyque info. Absolutely, Emmanuel. Thank you for asking, buddy. I appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys for being in here tonight. Like I said, my lives are crazy. Even though I only have like 2,400 subs or something like that, my lives, every time I go live, it's always just a game to see if I can get to the bottom of chat. And then if I get to the bottom of chat, I leave. Thoughts on Savant Manhattan Cherry? I'm not a big cherry guy. There's only like 1 or 2 cherry fragrances I actually rock with. I don't like cherry forward fragrances. To me, if a fragrance has more than 40% cherry, it's overdone. Low Medial Extreme is a great example of a cherry fragrance. Cherry Almond Champagne. That's Low Medial Extreme. What's your most expensive cologne? Probably Diaghilev. Roja Parfums Diaghilev. You can look that up. Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel? Both. Sauvage is going to be your nightlife. Bleu de Chanel is going to be your day life. Understand, we love that on guys. The masculine fragrance, women just don't understand. Again, let's see, like the leather notes that projects to women, like smelling like a couch. Hey, listen, Fendi, I'm going to tell you something. You are so right to anyone you interact with. But all women are not created the same. And my wife would completely disagree with you. So my wife is 100% correct, and you're 100% correct. And you are completely valid in your opinion. Again, it all goes back to men know the women you deal with or the woman you deal with and spray accordingly. Let's see. Initio is trash. Is crazy. Chanel Exclusives is very good, but like I've smelled the entire Chanel Exclusive line, and like I can comfortably say that 70% of the Chanel Exclusive line smells the exact same. The whole concept of the exclusive line is that the perfumer is making fragrances that smell like her ex-boyfriends. So they're all these extremely perfectly unisex fragrances that go in a floral, sweet, or green, or masculine spice direction. And so a lot of them come off the same. I have Les Leon and Coromandel, some of my favorites. But even Les Leon and Coromandel smell very similar. No real need to get both of them. Narcotic Delight is legit. Honestly, I don't wear a lot of Initio, but Atomic Rose, Side Effect, Narcotic Delight, Absolute Aphrodisiac, Blessed Barak, Must Therapy. I mean, hell, we can go even to freaking Rehab and all that other nonsense. Everyone loves at least one great fragrance from Initio. Actually, I do have an Initio fragrance. I have Oud for Greatness up there. You can see it. Right there. Amouage Rex Initio. See, they're both playing 2 different games. Initio makes fragrances for date night, and Amouage makes fragrances for people who play chess. What if you're... Yeah, Sauvage Elixir or Eros or Bleu de Chanel will get that job done every time, Val. What's up, Carlos? What's the best scent for a single guy focused on work and himself? Right here. Lalique Lin Sumi. Take a screenshot of that. $30? No, $40. $40. This will put you at such peace. Smells like the greenest forest you've ever walked into, with a touch of sap and a touch of wet morning dew. This ties for #1 best work scent. Upscale casual. Nothing in your collection will smell like it. That'll make you feel really nice. If you want another therapeutic, nice masculine scent that is like just single focus guy, but it'll uplift your spirit, Wulong Cha Nishane. Vibrant vetiver, or not vibrant vetiver, vetiver sensual from Mancera. Those are some that I would recommend. Silver Mountain Water, another great one. Mont Blanc Presence. Try those. Try to name you some affordable stuff. What's up, Thomas? What do you think of Hugo Boss Absolute? It's the 3rd best Hugo Boss. The 2nd best is Hugo Boss Bottled Magnetic, or Hugo Boss The Scent Magnetic, and then Hugo Boss Elixir, Boss Bottled Elixir. Appreciate you, Poppy. Top 5 soapy powdery. Copy paste that on here at the end, and I'll answer it for you tomorrow. All right, guys, that might be enough for tonight, because I think we've answered everything for tonight. Recent surprising finds: Straight to Heaven by Killian, Black Phantom, Slow Explosions, Imaginary Authors, Tempo from Diptyque. Those are all some really surprising scents I've really enjoyed. Yeah, Ginger Dash is very good. Very versatile, very nice. Dolce & Gabbana King is 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It's above average. It's not anything super signature. Ferragamo Uomo is nice. You know, when we talk about fig fragrances, fig leathers is nice. What about Rasasi Hawass Ice? Super good, versatile, cheapy. I haven't worn that Carl Fragrance Mellow. Armani Code Parfum. I think Armani Code Absolute is better, but Armani Code Parfum does smell great. But to me, it's all Bleu de Chanel. Hello, Alexis. Which is better, Drakkar Noir or Drakkar Intense? Thoughts on Dolce & Gabbana King? 8 out of 10. Beautiful. Okay, I made it to the bottom. Dylan Blue's nice too. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If there was a question I didn't answer, please put it in the comment section below. I will answer it by tomorrow, no question. If you're new to the channel, I upload videos 2 to 3 times every single day, no matter what. So if you're into fragrance reviews, fragrance game shows, fragrance Q&As, and storyboard type fragrance content, everything learning about clones, inspirations, dupes, designers, niche, and independent niche. If you look on my channel under the video section, you will find anything that you desire with fragrance.
I try to cover everything from cheap to expensive, and I have over 500 fragrances in my collection, and I've probably smelled more than 1,000 fragrances a month. I'm in every store you can pick up fragrance, and I do collabs, and you know, we were just in Hollywood last month at Ex Nihilo. So I try to cover everything, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I'm honest, I'm open, and hope you guys find value in these lives. Love you guys. Have an awesome night. Enjoy your Friday.